broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Honorable C-Note.
What's happening? I don't know, but hey, what's up, everybody? You're tuned into AfterBuzz TV for Empire Season 2. I am your host, Bamm Ericsen, and I would like to introduce the panel.
Hey, everyone, I'm Sofia Stanley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Kennelia.
And what's up, guys? It's Emile Ennis Jr.
Okay, Miss Cold Piece herself, Kennelia, you called it last week. You said Boo Boo Kitty will be pregnant.
I sure did.
You said it.
I said it.
Congratulations on that. That's a great prediction. And so now, how long do you think she will wait before she tell Hakeem she's pregnant?
I think she's gonna wait until she has another reason to stick it to Lucious, because at this point it's not about Hakeem. I don't think it's about Hakeem at all. The way she perked up when Rhonda said babies are like his kryptonite. So when something goes down with Lucious, then she'll tell Hakeem. But I think we'll come quickly, because you see everything happens so quickly on the show.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be soon. But that's what I think. And we'll talk about it more in predictions.
I agree.
And at the very end of that particular storyline, Boo Boo Kitty puts on a blonde wig and she drives off with Laura in the backseat of the car. There are so many different scenarios. Do you think that she's taking Laura to tell her she's pregnant? Is she kidnapping her? What do you guys think about that?
Initially, I did, but then I read an article on Variety from Eileen Chaikin, who said that she's not kidnapping her. It's just more of a informational grab. So she's going to get some information from her that she can use to her advantage, figure out their relationship, what's happening. But no, I don't think she's going to reveal any information to her.
Maybe in production talk, that's not called kidnapping, but in the legal world, that's called kidnapping.
She's just like an Uber driver.
No,
That's called
just pick her up.
kidnapping.
Yeah.
She's going to automatic lock it. Like, you know what I mean? We can all make predictions. Like, literally, when she tells her something, Laura's going to try to get out of the car. The car's not going to be open. She's being held against her will. Well, that's kidnapping.
No.
Or else, you would knock on the young lady's door, and you would literally talk to her. You would not need to pretend to be the limo driver.
She's taking her home.
And wear a blonde
That's
wig.
what I thought she was. I thought she was taking her home just to see where she lived and to see, like, to scope her out. But I didn't think that she was gonna kidnap her, because if she would have, she wouldn't have pulled up in the front of the club. You know what I mean? I think she would have did like a whole back door job. I don't know.
And I thought the blonde wig was only to not reveal who she was, just so that she can drive her away.
Because she doesn't have a job now, and she's an Uber driver.
True, real talk though. That was a Lyft.
Oh my God, right?
She driving Lyft out here. Pink mustache, isn't that Lyft with the pink mustache in the front?
Yeah.
What did?
Shout out to the Lyft drivers, we love you.
Boo Boo Kitty.
And Uber, I'm
That's what it is.
Y'all know I drove Uber for that one weekend. Never did it
I'm
again.
taking Uber this weekend. But anywho.
Oh.
Okay. Well, continue with the storyline. Do you when she went to Hakeem's penthouse to get him in the mood to tell him that she was pregnant, then he busted her face to let him know that he's in love with another girl, she had the nerve to be a little butthurt. Now, my whole thing is this: what do you expect the response to be from as we call Hakeem, a child, that you're pregnant, that you got an older woman pregnant? What do you think his response is going to be?
Well, I was more shocked that she seemed to feel a way when he said that he had a girlfriend and was kicking it, because I didn't see anything about the escapade that they had that should have made Anika feel like they had a relationship, they were going to start something, because even after it happened, he kind of put her on ice. She knocked on the door when he was having a party. He was like, oh, thanks, and he shut the door in her face. So from my perspective, I don't think that there should have been any shot. He tells you he dating somebody, he's in love. Okay, cool. So I didn't understand. But it's just me.
And I'm going to have to go there because I think that there has been a lot of chatter on Twitter regarding Anika's character. And that it doesn't seem organic to her pedigree and her background for us to really believe that, number one, she doesn't have a job. Number two, that she would be so immature and or naive to think, just like Kennelia just said, that in any way they were more than just boink buddies, right? Mm-hmm. That's the first part. The second part also, too, is I don't know if they're trying to regress her back to Boo Boo Kitty, because this is Boo Boo Kitty activity. Mm-hmm. That's what she's doing. She's not acting like a grown woman who went to school and was an executive. And there's something about it that just doesn't make sense to me. Mm-hmm. And I can't kind of put my finger on it, and maybe this is going to be a grown folk moment. So she just randomly stopped taking birth control, or was she never taking birth control when she was with Lucious? Or,
and she couldn't go get the Plan B afterwards?
Right. Or she didn't wear a condom with Hakeem. Like, I have to be a grown-up. Mm-hmm. Like, on some real BS. I need to be a grown-up. Like, that just seems a little not only messy, but that seems immature. You're a grown-up woman. Handle your business. That's not your proper boyfriend. That's not your husband. You should have taken the necessary precautions beforehand. And I know I'm going on like rabbit hole.
It totally makes sense, and I like the fact that they've made Anika the Boo Boo Kitty character dark, but I think the storyline is stupid.
It seems like Glenn Close Fatal Attraction. It seems like she's turning into that. When Glenn Close started off in the movie Fatal Attraction, in case y'all didn't see it back in the day, she was this nice girlfriend type. She was normal. Well, she seemed normal. Mm-hmm. But then when Michael Douglas? When Michael Douglas flipped the script on her, then she started acting crazy. Mm-hmm. So it seems like she's going down that crazy path now that she actually knows that she has a bargaining chip, and she knows that Hakeem has another girlfriend, so she can't slot herself in this temporary position. I think she's turning into Glenn Close. She had that bag wig on. Like, come on.
As far as your original question, ma'am, I took it differently because I didn't think that she was butthurt from the relationship. I thought she was more in shock because he said he's never been in love with anybody like this before. Because we've said on this show we're starting to see a different Hakeem, mm-hmm. right? So with each relationship he has and each interaction he has, whether it be with family or with his loves, his hoes, whatever you want to call them, he's growing each time and learning different things and becoming more of a man. And so for her, I think she's seeing that this is a different Hakeem than what I dealt with before. So in my mind, I get what you're saying, Sophia. How could she be so careless with the pregnancy? But Anika reminds me of me in certain ways, where even when you're not trying to be strategic, you're being strategic. Ooh. Meaning, for her character, she had a knife to, like, she was ready to go to town. For her character not finding a way out, even if she wasn't necessarily planning, it was as if, okay, so Hakeem came to me. This is a sign from God. I need to get pregnant. Even if it was subconscious, whatever it may be, strategically, she can work with that. She did get pregnant, and this is like, at first, a panic mode, and then, once again, she has a sign from God through Rhonda, where Rhonda says, oh, look at this blessing that now Lucious is coming over for dinner, popping in. She sees that, once again, a sign from God. And then, when she goes over to Hakeem and sees the way he treats her because he's now in love, she can play that to her advantage. So I don't necessarily see it as her being careless, maybe initially, but she will spin this and turn it into something that she can use to her advantage. And I don't think it's far from her character at all. No, now it's all making sense.
No, it does, and I like that.
Me too. I like it. Mm-hmm. And really quick about the pregnancy. Speaking of signs, for me, I felt like I got my final sign that Rhonda is clearly not pregnant because.
What? Wait.
For me, Rhonda's not pregnant when Boo Boo Kitty said, oh my God, you're hardly even showing. She cut her off really quickly. She cut her off, and then she right where Rhonda. Yeah, she cut her off quickly. And she cut up Boo Boo Kitty off quickly, and then she started going into this whole thing about how her life has changed because Lucious is blah, 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 blah. I think she's totally playing this whole pregnancy thing, and I don't think she's pregnant.
Do you want me to go, or do you want to go? I think you missed the opening scene when she walks in with like a little basketball on her belly. Yeah.
I didn't see that. I watched it online.
As they literally walked in, if I'm looking at the TV screen, Anika walks in from the left, Rhonda walks in from the right. She has on like almost like a blue jersey type top, and she is clearly pregnant. Like they clearly read the commentary, and she went from having a 6-pack ab to having a half basketball on her belly.
Okay, I strike
Am I right?
it.
Yeah.
And I must have missed that, but I definitely saw in the preview for next week. I saw her where she was visibly showing. So that's why I was referring.
Well, let me say this though. I did think it was something about the way Rhonda said.
I've never been happier.
I've never been happier. She was kind of dry, and then she said for a long time we didn't want to have kids, and she said that matter-of-factly as if she still didn't want no damn kids. So when she said that, gave that speech, I was like, okay. And then I did wonder if she was still lying, or if they were going to spin it. So I'm just going to keep that in the back burner, because they wouldn't have given that to us for no reason.
No, I agree, and I'm gonna just go like way off in left field just because I feel like it. I'm gonna revisit my prediction that it is not actually Andre's child, and I think that they're going to do it aesthetically in a way that it is obvious when the baby comes that it is not Andre's child.
Oh, like life.
Yeah. So
There's more stuff to discuss with Hakeem, but we'll move forward. Now let's talk about Lucious and this whole streamlining situation, particularly Mimi, because we kind of brushed over her last week. So with Mimi, Mimi specifically told Lucious, "I need you to deal with this situation so that I can move my life forward." And she referenced to Lucious that that I'm having personal issues. Oh, you don't care?
No. I was saying she's lying with that.
And I think she's telling the truth. However, what that personal issue is, we don't know. We've never heard her tell Lucious, "I'm having personal issues." And then when it's about business time, I don't care about your personal life. I don't care if you got a baby. I don't care if your husband leaving you. I don't care if your girlfriend waiting outside with a machete. I don't care. We're about business. So I'm about my business. Like when she came into the meeting, was like, I'm dealing with stuff. What they got to do with me though? What they got to do with me though?
About that coin.
I also thought that was interesting that when she came in to sign the letter of intent, she didn't even read it. That's just me watching so many legal shows and stuff. I wonder, with Lucious saying that I'm going to own the world or something in the next 6 months, I wonder if he's setting Mimi up and he has a deal with Jay Golo or whatever his name is.
I like where you're going, but I think it's the exact opposite way around.
Do too.
There were so many points in that scene where it was obvious that Lucious should not go through with a deal. The first of which is, whoever you're negotiating with should never know your financial position. The fact that he said to your face that I know you're basically leveraged, meaning you can't do this deal without Mimi. Like, Mimi is your $250 million, number one. Number two, when he said, why don't you put your money in the game? Because really what he's saying is, by you doing that, I'll own you. Because you'll actually have no more liquid assets. The fact then that the way that he paused and he's like, they're telling me to be quiet, again, Lucious punked him in the ring, but now he is punking Lucious in his ring. And again, Lucious needs to get over himself. We're not in the streets anymore. Like, we're literally business people. So if you cannot deal with people mano a mano, you have Thirsty try to dig up dirt, and Thirsty comes back and is like, he has a whole bunch of dirt, but he discloses it, so you can't use that against someone who wears it on their sleeve. And then at the last moment when Mimi comes in and literally is like, I'm having personal problems, ditto to what Kennelia said, but a business person takes her to the side, outside of earshot, and goes, do we have a problem? Then, when she signs it in such a hurried manner and then hands it to him, the fact that this man literally wipes the sweat from his brow, dude, like, that is literally a sign that you're off your game, because it means you're nervous. You should never enter any situation, but primarily a fight, if you are scared. Do you want to know why? You can get knocked the fuck out.
Rhonda.
And your take on Lucious and Andre. He stood up. He defended his brother prior to the big meeting of signing. Calling him out regarding Lucious' intent. Lucious' intent was for him to win. And he said, well, so that's your intention? You don't care about your brother. You don't care about anything. You don't care about how you're supposed to teach us to be a man and how you're supposed to raise us. Everything is all about you. And I thought that was really great of Andre to finally somewhat stand up to his dad. What do you guys think?
I'm I'm just over the whole Andre still be sniffing up under his father. You know he's shady. He doesn't listen to you. He brought Thirsty in because he didn't like what you were saying, even though what you were saying was pretty valid. So it's showing that Lucious ain't really all about business. He's about emotion. So Andre, at some point, as a grown man, you're going to have to think about making your own path and making your own way. And when people keep pushing you out or pushing you into a corner, you need to make a turn and you need to go your own way. So I'm kind of over Andre in this whole, but dad, it's time for him to move on.
It's getting real tired. Like, at this point, why are you still there?
Yeah, just go.
Completely. And I think also, too, again, to show the symmetry between Secrets and Thirsty trying to find dirt, as long as the fact that his wife, and then he helped her cover it up, killed his uncle, he literally can never really be free. So he can really talk about Lucious all he wants, but y'all still killed somebody. Does it make sense? So it's kind of like, it's that righteous indignation where it's like, dude, you know Empire is hell, so you either realize that you are the devil's son or you move on. There is no in between.
Yeah, agreed.
Agree. And let me just do this really quick. Be sure to check out our affiliate network. Do a wide shot. Be sure to check out our affiliate network, Black Hollywood Live, for all things in African American entertainment news. The roster includes 12 shows focusing on sports, fashion, entertainment, comedy, politics, legal issues, music, technology. It's just to name a few. Again, go to blackhollywoodlive.com.
Also, go to iTunes if you love our after show. Whether you're watching us on YouTube right now, everybody who's watching live, we want to thank you so much for watching live. Hello, Emperors, Cookie Monsters. We really appreciate you. Click that thumbs up, give us a like, and also leave a comment. We read your comments. But if you leave a comment, leave it after the live stream is over, otherwise we won't see it. And then if you're on iTunes, thank you for listening. Leave a comment, subscribe, rate 5 stars, and tell a friend. We would really, really appreciate it.
Are you a podcast junkie? Are you a wise wordsmith? Are you a conversational mixologist? Well, then make sure to check out our podcast, Happy Hour, a shot of conversation, where we talk about everything and everything. And we always know your name, or wait, at least your Twitter handle. So follow us at happyhour_TV and listen on iTunes. Happy Hour, a shot of conversation.
Okay. Jamal bridges the gap between his mama and his daddy. And the first question that I want to ask you is, who had the better beat for Jamal to win this Pepsi endorsement? Who had the better beat? Production.
Okay, because there's a difference between the beat and the production.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Lucious, it sounded like one of those Pitbull J-Lo songs. It was very, J-Lo be jamming. Shout out to J-Lo. It was very J-Lo when she has, the boots on and skipping across the stage. And then Cookies was very, it sounded like when Neo makes like a pop beat, how it has kind of that underlying ballad. Yeah, that ballad going on. So I didn't mind either one of them. I preferred Cookies, but Lucious's was cool.
I'm going to piggyback on what Kennelia said, and I think the difference is, if it's standalone, I felt like Cookie's version was better, but did I like the mashup the best? Completely. Like, it was a true mashup, and I feel like, given the state of music right now, that music, I think, is stepping outside of boundaries, outside of boxes, it sounded to me very much like The Weeknd. Like, it sounded very much where it's like sing-songy and then it's like mosh pit. Sing-song and then mosh pit. It was literally such a hybrid, and I feel like it was such a good representation of Jamal.
For me, I loved Cookie's version. I thought Lucious's version was all right. When it was put together, something wasn't working for me.
You didn't like it? It was jamming.
Okay, and y'all know I'm the guy who last week was like, boom, 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 boom. So
bang, bang.
My opinion may not be valid. However, there was something about it that just wasn't working. I tried. I've listened to it again, and I don't know. Combining those two songs, it was cool that they were able to do it. However, it still felt like two separate and distinct songs when I was listening to it. It was like, okay, so I'm doing Cookie's version now. Oh, stop. Now let's do Lucious. Oh, stop. Let's go back to Cookie. And it never felt like it was one song. So I don't know. It was cool that they were able to actually make it kind of work, but I don't think it ever really worked for me.
I would agree with you, Emile Ennis Jr.
What?
For me, the part that they use of Lucious, which was the kind of the world,
the
world beat. That's the part that somewhat killed the song for me because, and I don't know if during the performance, maybe if he had some dancers or something to kind of give some kind of oomph to that beat, but him running and jumping and kicking around, that killed it for me. And I'm like, bro, why couldn't you have gotten? Like if that's the part where it's like you're supposed to go, then give me some better moves than you kicking the kick in the air. So
he flicked his trench coat.
Kennelia.
Yeah, Steven Tyler.
Yeah, it was.
Or no, is that Mick Jagger? Who does that?
Yeah.
Both.
Right?
Both.
Okay. Oh, well, there you go.
Y'all are petty. I can't.
No, but that's what that is what he did. I liked it, but I definitely
song.
felt like it was very like rock, like woo, let's get this.
But congratulations to him getting the Pepsi endorsement and
In real life.
Yeah.
What?
That was a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Okay,
for
that's
him.
hella cool.
Yeah, he's got the real. He's endorsed by Pepsi.
Quick question, and this is actually for you, Bamm, because I feel like you have always mentioned that you feel like Jamal is a little ungrateful. I felt like this Pepsi storyline, I felt that Jamal was very humble.
My goodness,
Right?
yes.
Okay,
very,
I just wanted to touch upon that.
Not only was that, but even when Lucious was beside himself when Pepsi said, "Hey, there's 10 people involved," he was like, "Dad, just relax." And then even the balls that he had to just tell Lucious and Cookies, "Look," it was kind of one of those Martin Gina moments, like you would, like he was like, "Listen, I'm tired of you guys. Get over yourselves. I'm gonna make the decision. I'm the artist. I'm the boss. It's my way. We're gonna do a joint venture. I'm gonna have Cookies production, and I'm gonna have both." Now, speaking of that, do you think that Jamal wants Lucious production, half of the production, to make him happy? Because for me, Lucious beats are just not working for me.
No, and I agree.
His production is just, it does not work. I mean, when they were in the Pepsi the deal, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to the studio right now." Like, you went and slept in the studio all night for that beat?
No, but I have to piggyback. No, I do. I have to piggyback on what Bamm's saying, because I think also, too, it's one of the first times since season 1 when Lucious was basically dealing with ALS, or we thought he was dealing with ALS, that Lucious seemed shaky, and he seemed anxious, and he seemed like kind of like desperate. He seemed a little bit too thirsty, number one. Number two, going back to what you're saying, Bamm, in the boardroom at Empire, when Pepsi said that he's one of 10 people being considered, and Lucious said, "All right, cool, I'm gonna help you out with this song," the way that Jamal looked down, Jamal was like, "Oh, no, you're not."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I do agree with you. But I still think that we have to remember, within the larger context of this show, who Lucious Lyon is. So regardless of whether or not we like or don't like his beats, he's still arguably one of the best artists and or best producers there is, and I think that Jamal respects him. So I think he really does want to do a combo.
Can I be messy really quickly? So Puff is one of the best producers, right? But technically
Puff don't really produce.
That's my point.
Well, he oversees the production and ads, but he has the hitman.
Yeah, go
Here's
ahead.
what I see.
He doesn't actually make beats.
Yeah.
We have a couple things here. So with Lucious, when we say production, just from not even like him producing, but just like the actual space. Obviously, Empire is going to have the better equipment, better everything, better resources for Jamal. So that's one reason to keep Lucious on your side. Cookie has the mental capacity to do the great production value because she is more in line with what Jamal is trying to produce. Lucious is not there. The reason why you would keep Lucious on board beyond the space that he has is there's still a part of Jamal, I feel, that is trying to find that love from his father, because even when I watch, and I did this last night when I was watching with AJ, and there was a moment where I screamed, I was like, he threw you in the damn trash can. Like, I was like, he threw you in the trash can. And then I think there's a part of me where still, every time Lucious hugs him, there's some, because when you see Cookie hug him, it's like, oh, that's my baby, I'm so proud. There's still a part of me when I see Lucious hug him where it's like, I don't really feel I'm proud of you, but I wish that something was happening for me. Do you get that sometimes? Like you see him and it's kind of genuine, but not really. It's almost as if I'm going to do enough enough to show that I can stay on your side, but I'm not gonna take you to the next level, because if I take you to the next level, then you're gonna defy me, and I won't be the great Lucious Lyon that everybody thinks I am. So I think he should just go with Cookie and leave Lucious alone.
And again, I think, they obviously chose the last name Lyon for a reason, which we'll go into a little bit further along in the episode. But also, and I have to be like the geek, but in nature, the male lion will try to kill his cubs. Mm-hmm. And the lioness will literally fight him to the death, if possible, to save her cubs. Because for her, that kind of is her legacy. While for a lion, if in fact his cubs become stronger than him, they will then kill him and take over his pride. So that is literally and figuratively what is going on here in the show, number one. Number two, and I don't even remember what show that I watched, every once in a while you have two cubs that instead of basically ending where they fight each other, they team up and they rule a pride together. And to me, that is, and not obviously, but in my brain, obviously that's what the show is setting us up for. Because every time, it's not really necessary that there was a marriage between Cookie and Lucious to get Jamal's record done. It's really whenever there is a marriage or a union or a unity or a solidarity between Hakeem and Jamal, that magic happens. Think about it. Mm-hmm. It was Hakeem who told him, take the best parts of both of them. Mm-hmm. You're both of them. You tell them what to do. You don't ask them what to do. And then flip the scenario. It was Jamal who told Hakeem, don't play little Frida in her little battle game. That's not your lane. You a star. You an entertainer. Play her on that level. So in essence, it's really, I think they are definitely rising to be full lions and not baby cubs. And I think that there is a space for them to rule the empire or Lion's dynasty or whatever it will be called in the future together.
And just really quickly before we move on, the banter just between them, and I could tell some of that's ad-lib when Cookie had the shoe in his face and he's like, put that shoe in my face one more time. The banter, the chemistry that the two, that Lucious and Cookie has, I love it.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Now let's go to Hakeem Laz beef. Okay, so was Laz wrong for pushing Hakeem out of the way when Hakeem put his chest up and wouldn't let him step aside?
I don't necessarily think they were wrong. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes when you have two prideful men in a situation and neither will back down, sometimes somebody getting shoved around, somebody getting slapped. What I did like is that Cookie slapped the dog shit out of Laz and then yoked up Hakeem, because it showed.
She showed him, grabbed him
the neck and mushed him. Because we said before when Cookie was in the bed all day that she was stigmatized, PW, he was PW, whatever. But it's showing that even though she still has these feelings for Laz, that she still can kind of see clearly. And she can still know what's going on. And she recognizes, one, you're not going to put your hand on my son, but Hakeem, you need to chill. So I like that Cookie was there and did what she did, because it showed us that her head is still kind of in the game.
I'll counter that just for the sake of it does the fact that if my mom's boyfriend came at me and I was trying to duke up with him and then my mom got in the way to slap my husband, I would feel somewhat of a punk that my mom is fighting my battle when I technically want to fight and beat your boyfriend's ass.
Your mom, boyfriend, then husband, the mom's boyfriend.
He's saying if
I'm saying it could come off.
He's saying if he was Hakeem, he would be mad that Cookie stepped in and slapped Laz.
Oh, so you wanted them to duke it out together?
As men, let them duke it out.
No, I mean, I disagree, because as Cookie in a relationship, she needs to set boundaries with Laz.
Yep.
You're not gonna come up in my family and think that you a part of the family. You still an outsider, homeboy. So if you mush up on my son, I'm gonna slap you. But she still was the girlfriend, and she still was in that position with Laz where she turned to Hakeem and was like, you needed to get it together. So I think she played both sides well. And let's think about it. If you had a brother and your mother had a boyfriend and something went down and he was like getting up in your brother's face and your mama didn't say nothing, when the boyfriend left, y'all be like, Mom, you didn't say nothing?
Yeah.
Y'all would check her.
Yeah.
So she had to say something.
Yeah, and it would I don't even know how to explain it. It would be so inorganic to her character not to have done what she had done. Mm-hmm. We all would have been looking at her sideways. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't care what the scenario is. There's no man is going to come into literally my house and put hands on my son. Period. Like literally, she went into a fit of rage. That has nothing to do with like I'm gonna let Hakeem sort the like.
It works too because
almost let that slip.
It put Hakeem in his place, and then with Laz, they can use that later that was like foreplay.
I thought that too.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I remember you slapped me. That was sexy.
Because he didn't seem bothered that she slapped him.
No, she liked it.
He was kind of like, oh.
They were ready for another 3 days of stank.
No, and I have to piggyback on this. And on
the
some
stank?
level, well, no, on the foreplay, but on the foreplay because if in fact Laz hadn't pushed him, there would have been a little bit that Cookie wouldn't have respected him. Yeah. So it was a weird dichotomy. So literally, like he had to, as a man, separate and distinct from anything else, he had to push Hakeem. But at the same time, that's why Cookie, I think, had to react in the way that she did. But she also kind of was like, "All right, I see you."
Mm-hmm. And Hakeem brought up something to Cookie, saying, "You love Jamal more than you love me. Do you think?"
Well, and when he said that, I was like, "Well, you kind of do."
Totally valid. Completely.
I was like, "Well, you kind of do, though."
Yeah.
Because again, a Pepsi campaign is not the same thing for me battling for my name. It literally means whether or not Jamal is going to be meteoric, which he's always going to be a star. If he lost a Pepsi commercial, there would be no negative impact to his career. If Hakeem lost this battle, not only is Hakeem done, but Lions Dynasty is done. So the fact that she didn't seem to understand the gravity of the situation, number one, that was beyond her slipping. And again, to not be on top of it because you're too concerned with Jamal's Pepsi campaign, I think that, you know, Hakeem saying like you love him more than me is a relevant question.
And Jamal had both parents helping him. So you're telling me Jamal already has Lucious helping him. Yes, you already gave Jamal the foundation he needed. So if Jamal needs to check in every now and just to get a quick tip, that's fine. Hakeem is left with nobody. Who's he have? Laura? Boo Boo Kitty popping in every now and then? Mirage Atois? Who's he going to talk to? There's nobody else in Lions Dynasty to talk to.
Chicken. Sorry.
I can't. What Chicken going to do?
Let's go into this battle rap. Okay, so...
No, because they've been waiting for Bamm to come for this. No, on Twitter, we read all of your tweets. I don't know if you know this. Even though if we don't have time to respond, we read all of your tweets. So we have seen your tweet. Oh my God, I cannot wait for Bamm to get into this battle rap. So please proceed, sir.
Bamm, go ahead, get into it.
I feel so bad. I haven't read the tweets today yet. I'm sorry.
It's okay. They're just ready for you.
Asking about it.
Okay, well.
They don't care what none of us have to say.
My opinion about the
Bamm gotta say.
My opinion about the battle rap is I think it was the judging, the who won was inappropriate. I feel Frida won hands down. I actually wrote some notes. Okay, Frida is a battle rapper. Hakeem is a rapper. Let me tell you what the difference is because I actually even wrote it down.
God, I can't.
I did. Okay. Rapper is someone who's a rhymer. A battle rapper may not have commercial appeal or success, but can freestyle and can kill it lyrically more than a regular rapper.
Sophia reading the notes.
I can't. Try to look ahead.
The beasts are the ones who can do both. And so I made a list. And Kennelia, I want you to chime in with me on this. There are some people who I consider battle rappers, and there's some people who I call rappers. Eminem, Rakim, Common, Ice Cube, Lil Wayne, Drake, Corrupt, MC Lyte, Lady of Rage. Yeah, I went way back. Okay. Queen Latifah, Missy, Miss Melody, Lil' Kim, Fox, Nicki Minaj. Rappers to me are people like Snoop, Big Sean, Kanye, the rest of NWA. You watched the movie. So for me, Hakeem he's just a rapper.
Right.
He's just a rapper. And for him to even take this battle over some girl who's not even a part of the family, I felt was very immature, which is why he regretted it, which he told Boo Boo Kitty. So.
Oh my. What the?
And that was his subconscious comment, right? To the dialogue,
and for
away from the microphone.
It's all good.
We apologize, you guys. Sorry, we'll get it together.
And for Jamal to then give his opinion about how he should go about to battle rap, wrong. Shut up.
I have a question. So I think that we're all in agreement in your assessment of Frida and Hakeem. So how would you have advised Hakeem to enter and win the battle?
The rehearsals that he had, I thought was great. Only he should have went to strangers and to people versus his friends, because your friends are gonna always cheer, clap, amen, anything you do. Because the stuff that he was rapping about, that's not battle.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second because I don't know how you did not mention K-Dot. So that's the first thing. But from what I know about battling, it's a skill set that takes years to acquire. There is absolutely no way that you could get someone ready to actually battle rap someone in 2 days.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, specifically if that person is in fact a battle rapper like you're saying that Frida is. So in my mind, the only way for him to beat her is not to play her game, which is exactly what he did. He basically was like, you may be a battle rapper in the corner at some cypher in the basement, but I'm a star. And so that's what he did. He brought stardom. He brought shine. He brought hype. He brought all of those other things.
Those rules don't apply in a battle rap.
Okay, but
they
pause,
do now. No.
Okay.
They do now. This is 2015. They didn't apply maybe when Jay-Z and Nas were going at it. But now they do, because besides J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and a few others, people can't really rap. They're not all of that. So if, let's say, Big Sean get into a battle with Meek instead of Drake, it would have been the same kind of battle, because most of the rappers have to rely on their strengths. They have to rely on their stardom, and they have to do other things besides actually go into it like as a battle rapper. But on a business standpoint, Hakeem had to take this battle. One, you can't let a girl punk you when you are supposed to be the CEO of a new company that you're trying to start up, like Cookie said. And two, even though Meek Mill lost that battle, he still made money. Why? Because people were listening to his music. He was getting hits. He was getting tweets. The traction on Meek Mill business-wise was bigger than if he would have never got into it with Drake alone. So, yes, he lost, but he really didn't lose on the back end, financially and hits wise and buzz, because people who didn't know who Meek Mill was,
they know now.
Yeah.
See, I agree with everything you guys are saying. As far as him taking the battle, one, he had to take it because remember when Lucious introduced Frida to do the whole thing, he did it in front of all these vloggers and bloggers. So if every major outlet is talking about this, he has to respond. Also, as far as the rules of the battle, I agree it doesn't apply, but I agree it doesn't apply on a different level, because the way you're describing the battle rap is as if it seems it's more like the unsigned artist on the street, more like what Frida did earlier in the season when she did the battle rap, as opposed to these are two signed artists, one from Empire, one from Lions Dynasty, who have not only their reputation, but they have their whole record label signing, whatever you call it, to maintain. So I don't think you can really apply. So that's why I agree with Sophia as far as what else would he have done in order to beat her besides what he did.
Well, I think he could have came up with a different strategy. To bring a cheerleading squad with you to have pre-planned chants.
Okay, that was a little weird. That is not a part of the battle game.
You
didn't think that was weird? I thought that was a little weird.
And you want to know why? Again, we live in 2015 when you have all of these competitions going on. Some of it's connected to social media. What's that about? Popularity. Like, so many times, and this is the thing is, and this is where it gets a little tricky, because arguably, and I know people are going to come for me so I'm sorry.
Don't you do it, y'all.
I have to. It is without a doubt that Nas is the better lyricist. To me, that is undebatable. But Jay-Z is the bigger star, and that's why he has more money. So it depends. What are we talking about? Are we talking about, like, bars and rhyming and, like, literally they're off the top of my head? And yes, I know that Jay-Z doesn't write things down and he does things off the top of his head. I'm not trying to take away from him in any kind of way, shape, or fashion. But the ability to put hooks in songs, it's hard. Like, you know what I mean? From the way back in the day.
Okay.
That's the difference.
But see, my issue with the chants and all these, and this, I had the same reaction Bamm had, I think. My issue with the chants is the chants. I can't say chant. You know what I'm trying to say. My issue with it was, I feel like, and even though I said the rules don't apply, there's certain rules that still apply. So if I said, Sophia, let's go to it right now. We about to freestyle and we about to do a battle. Your shirt black. I mean, it's white. The outfit tight. Whatever I would say, that just came off the top of my head, right? So I think my problem with the chants was it felt like, Oh wait, so he pre-planned stuff?
But she didn't do off the top of her dome.
But she didn't have people from the audience chanting stuff.
True, but she technically is the true freestyle battle person, right? So she should have been able to literally, especially after the on her second time, because she started the second time, right? Like
she started first on the second time.
Yes, she should have then kind of come after what he said in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
She was pre-planned too. Like, let's be real, like on some real BS. I'm not trying to call everyone out, but no one really freestyles, because part of it is it's organic to who you are. Like, you practice at home, so you're practicing all the scenarios so that you have these bars in your head, so that when a trigger hits, you know what to say. So yes, there is a huge skill set in battling, but if we really believe people don't have full books of lines,
and then also just really quickly, and a lot of
come for me. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not a hip hop head.
Don't you do it? Don't go for it. Don't try it.
You can come for me. I'm not a hip hop head. I'm really a Pop Tart. On weekends, I'm a dancehall queen. So I'm sorry if anyone was offended by my comments.
Forget them. But no, this is what I will say. Remember on Juice? when Q was in the DJ battle, right? And at one point, the reason why Q won one of them, and it wasn't probably the full reason, but it helped get him over to the next side. Remember, he was scratching and he was mixing, and the crowd started chanting the lyrics of the song. They were like, "Yeah, pump, pump, pump it up." They knew what was coming, and that was one of the things that got Q over to the other side. So I don't think anything was wrong with Hakeem getting the crowd involved and them knowing the chance, because sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Do you want to win or do you want to lose?
It just
trying to eat.
It literally seemed like
he told them ahead of time.
It looked like he literally had a meeting plan. But see, that's not. What? But when you, a lot of times when you're battle rapping, you're giving a topic and then you go. Yeah. So that was one of the rules that I didn't like, was it gave them the opportunity to pre-plan. They already gave them the old school beats. They gave him Craig Mack Flavor in the Ear, and they gave him Jay-Z Brush Your Dirt Off Your Shoulders.
That's like if I said ahead of time, if I was going to battle, I said, okay, so the three of you guys, when I say the outfit tie, you say it's black and white. The outfit tie, yeah, it's black and white. Like that seems corny to me.
I think hands down,
do you
Frida,
want to win or do you want to lose?
Yeah, and I think, and this is gonna sound silly because I think we have to go there. I think it's also part of living in Los Angeles. I know what actually happens in productions. Think about it. You literally go on set and your whole world is destroyed. Like, you literally thought that people are all tall. All of these actors are really like 5'2". No, seriously, like this whole entire thing is smoke and mirrors. The difference is the end product, specifically on these things. Because there's only 100 people in the room. Nobody cares about in the room. All anyone cares about is the impact beyond. So as long as they get the shot and as long as it reverberates literally in the streets, that's all that anyone cares about. Because unfortunately, the better lyricist doesn't always win when we're talking about business and actual business cred, which is a little bit different than actual street cred. We know tons of artists who are dope, who literally don't have deals, because at the end of the day, they're not adding that star hook.
And maybe this was Empire showing us, comparing an old school style rapper to a new school style rapper, and what happens when you have those two types of people battling, who's going to prevail. Because Hakeem technically he's a new school style rapper. Frida is 1999
nonchalant.
She's like hard. She raps like it's still like Cash Money just took over for the 99 and 2000. They're showing what will happen when you have these two different styles. The new style might win, even though he's not the better rapper.
Okay, well, we will agree to disagree with that one, but I have a music story for you really quickly from last night. Go White Shot, so you can get everyone's attention, so you can get their expressions. Last night I was shuttling a party, right? And there were a bunch of celebrities and people that were coming in, and so there was this celebrity couple, or there was these two people that were standing outside of my van. And so they come in and they told me to just only take these two people. I didn't know who it was. I wasn't paying attention. I'm in the car. I'm driving the shuttle, and I'm playing Janet Jackson, and the person starts asking me musical kind of questions. And so I say, "Do you sing?" And they kind of skirted around the answer, like, "Oh, so they kind of skirted around the answer.
Wait, you still didn't know you were taking it? You didn't turn around?
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. Then, as we're proceeding to go, you want to guess? This couple then starts playing music over my music when I was playing Janet, and they were playing Charlie Wilson and the Gap Band, and I'm like, hello, Janet's playing. And so we get down to the very bottom of it, and when they get out of when I get to my destination, I'm like, okay, we're here. And they're just in the back, just chilling. I was like, we're here. Basically get out, and they were like, oh, it's okay, can we stay, while our driver's here. And so when the person gets on the phone to call her driver, I realized who it was, and I turn around and I look, and guess who it was?
Who?
Solange Knowles.
Really?
I knew it. I thought it was Beyonce. That's so funny.
I knew it had to be Beyonce or somebody crazy.
Yeah, because otherwise we would have looked at you funny.
What was she wearing? What's she looking like these days?
She looked great. She had on a long red dress. She had long braids. Very, very pretty. I've always liked her style, her hair,
Was
her
it an
fashion
event?
sense. Yeah, it was.
Let me look this up.
We are.
Oh yeah, that's
It
true.
was it was called some movie called 100 Years, and apparently they filmed the movie, but they're not going to actually release it until 100 years later.
What?
Yeah. So it's called 100 Years, and it was Solange Knowles who was sitting in my thing the whole time, and I had no clue. But
Did you guys take a picture?
No. I didn't go into like, I just pretended like I didn't know she was, and we chatted.
does look good.
We had a great conversation and everything. But anyway, so I wanted to share that with you guys because I know you guys would.
She looks gorgeous.
Yeah, but
why is she giving me like Sade?
right. But now
We'll tweet about it. We'll put it on Twitter and Instagram.
so Candace shows up, and we find out that Cookie's name is Laretha.
Right, Laretha.
Is that a flaw? Is that a story flaw? Because when she went to the judge for the federal thing, she was referred to in court as Cookie Lyons.
No, because people, if Jamie Foxx goes to court, they'll probably refer to him as Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
Public figure, yeah.
What did you guys think about the reach? Oh, go ahead. What did you guys think about the reach showdown between Cookie and Vivica Fox?
I need to see more.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough to see. I think I actually enjoyed the introduction of Vivica to the show. I think when Vivica plays that type of role, it feels organic to her. Because you have the other sister who was she on?
Candace.
Who, Carol?
Carol.
Oh,
What's
Carol.
Carol?
Tasha Smith.
Yeah, but she's on something right now. She left her kids, abandoned her kids.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have it feels organic because it seems like you always have, especially, well, I can't say always, but I have many people like this in my family where they came from nothing, and then once they get a little bit of money, they act like they don't know who their family is. Hopefully they don't be looking at me like I'm that, because I ain't coming to no money. I just moved to LA. Anyway, but there are people like that, and it seems like Candace is going to be like that, and I like seeing storylines like that where we can see that dynamic between her and Cookie, because Cookie has like the real money, and Cookie reached success in a completely different way. But Candace was talking about how she's married to a white man and she got money. So then it's like, who had
the banter? And I'm really curious. So now, obviously, they're in Philly, and now we're going to see where this is going, because Carol has left away. She's left the kids with Candace, and she referenced that it's Cookie and Jamal's fault. So, and we all know he's dead as a doorknob. So she's going to Philly. Why?
Well, because she doesn't want her to tell.
Well, she's going to Philly to look for Carol, because Carol is in Philly. Remember Carol? That's where they went every time they interacted with. Besides when Carol was in the city, that's where Carol is. So they got to go and look for Carol.
And you can't have someone who knows that you put a hit on people. Like, you can't have someone who knows your secret going on an actual bender and potentially exposing all of your dirt. So yes, I think that Cookie genuinely cares about her sister, but she also has to protect her own interest.
Yeah.
I hope that there's more to it than her just going to Philly to go get her sister. I hope that there's more to it. Maybe maybe Carol's dead. I just in the ditch. Like there needs to be more.
Kill people.
I hope Carol's not dead, because Vivica was saying when she was on Watch What Happens Live that she was talking with Lee about a possible spinoff with Cookie's family.
Don't do it. Sorry, Blurt. Sorry.
I would watch that.
I wouldn't.
It depends on how the family, if outside of Cookie, Carol, and Tasha Smith, Cookie, Carol, and Vivica Fox's character, I would need to see the other members of the family before, because I don't want it to be like a haves and have nots too, or one of those.
There's that.
Any other comments before we go into co-piece of the week?
No, I really like this episode though.
Me too.
I enjoyed it.
It's my favorite episode.
Beginning to the end,
Yeah,
I was all in, and I'm happy that it picked up. I was even looking to see who wrote it, so we can kind of look and see if they write something else. We need to be all in.
Right. And I actually liked Anika's wig, to be honest.
You did?
It worked for her.
Okay.
I mean, not to be wearing out in public, but at nighttime with her significant other, I think that was hot.
DJ, drop the beat. Co-piece of the week.
Cold piece of the week for Empire. This week's episode goes to Hakeem. Now, there probably were other options for Cold Piece of the Week. A lot of people did a lot of evil things. Some people were just true bosses. But I really like what Hakeem's character is doing. He is stepping into this CEO role. He's becoming more mature in front of our eyes. He is in love now. So we see him transitioning into a different type of man in regards to his relationship. And he's taking everything a little more serious. So I appreciate Hakeem's character and the growth of his acting. Yes, his acting is really growing. So I really am all in for that. Cold piece of the week goes to Anika's wig. Sorry, Emile.
Oh, it's a bad thing?
Yes. That wig looked like it came from Sally's. Now you know Sally's wigs and weaves be terrible. Now if you need to get good quality hair, you need to go to the hood to get it, the swap meet somewhere. Order online, Bella Dream or Extensions Plus. But Anika looked like she got it from Sally's behind the counter. So shout out to Anika's wig. Let us know who you think Cold Piece and Cold Piece of the week should be. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook using hashtag Cold Piece, hashtag Cold Piece, and Cold Piece goes to Emile's frowny face for me talking about Anika's wig.
I'm switching seats next week. Hey, Nat, I'll be here.
Just how much we love you, and I'm sure you would agree. Could fit more perfectly than to have a world party on the day you came to me.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
If you guys do not know, it is Kennelia Stradwick's birthday on Tuesday, November 24th. And if you did not know, before she came into our lives, we were only 3. What were we, like the terrific 3? That didn't even have a ring to it. But when Kennelia came into our lives here at AFTERBUZZ, we became officially the Fab 4. So we just want to say that we love you, and we think that you are absolutely amazing, and we hope that you have a fantastic, turned up, uberific birthday celebration whenever you celebrate. But I want you guys to make sure that you hit her up on Twitter and Instagram at Kennelia on Tuesday, November 24th, and wish her a very happy birthday.
Thanks, guys. I love you guys. Turn up on Saturday.
And now let's go into predictions.
I predict we're gonna have a really good weekend.
Yes. I got my selfie stick. I'm in.
I got my outfit picked out.
Gotta get something to wear.
I don't know. I predicted the next 3 episodes are going to be. Wait, it's 3 or 2?
1.
No, two.
Okay.
Next week and then December 2nd.
Yeah, Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I predicted the next 2 episodes are going to be really good. I also predict I am going to be salty that I have to be here to cover it for a Thanksgiving week.
That is not Fox's problem. It's the World Series.
They still would have had 1 episode left.
They should have pushed it to December. They should have been December 2nd and then December 9th.
You know we love during the holidays. Okay, never mind.
Who during the I don't be watching no TV during the holidays. Like,
we do.
Other than football.
Yeah, my family watches football. We'll watch Hallmark movies, Christmas movies to get into the spirit. We ain't watching no.
Or somebody's arguing in the kitchen about who's cooking the chitlins.
Yeah, I'm pulling shrimp peels off. Like, I'm doing other things, stuffing turkeys. Like, come on, man.
Okay.
My prediction is I don't think Anika did anything to Laura. I do want to see where this is going, and I don't think Laura. I think if Anika put the pressure on Laura, for Laura to be that type of person, she's a good quality homegirl. I don't think that she's as weak or as soft as we think. So I think she might end up bossing up on Anika at some point. And then at the very end of Empire, just seeing Lucious and Cookie's banter, they're going to end up together in the end. So I really think that the end of Empire is Lucious and Cookie back together.
Ooh.
Because you can tell they love each other. When they banter, it sounds like 2 people who've been together for 50 years. Don't put your heels in my face. It sounds like that. So I could just see that happening.
I co-sign everything that Emile and Kennelia said. Again, I'm just going to reiterate my prediction with Rhonda. Andre is not the father. The investor or whomever Mimi was talking to on the phone, that is obviously going to be trouble. if it is not in fact tied to the streaming dude. So those are my predictions that Mimi's investor is literally going to basically end up taking Empire. And now that I think about it, going back to Kennelia's prediction, Empire will then have to become Lyon's dynasty because somehow he's going to end up owning Empire. And then that's it.
I agree. I believe that whatever his name is, Jay Gold, whatever his name is, I think he and Mimi are in cahoots to take Lucious down, and that they're going to actually own Empire. And like you said, he'll have to now join forces with Lion Dynasty. Laura,
and if that comes true, please don't say that Bam thought it.
No, because
No, am I salty?
Yeah. Laura, please.
No,
don't.
I really am.
They love Bam.
I mean, we love Bam too, but still, like.
Laura, please do not give up the draws to Hakeem.
She thirsty.
It bothered me that someone who's a virgin, who's at least 20 years old, that the first little boy, who's sweet, who's giving you sweet nothings, you now all of a sudden want to almost give it up. I hated that. Stay a virgin, please, little girl.
But Hakeem really cares about her.
I don't care. Keep it, save it. No, don't.
But
give
save it for what?
For who?
Some
random Raheem?
Marriage.
She ain't
Do you know what the normal average age that people get married now? Just take a guess.
35.
Right. You want her to wait till 35?
Yeah.
Wait, I want to know what the normal average age is in LA because this sure ain't no damn 35.
We'll talk about it.
Never getting married.
Single forever, right?
That's why my name is Sister Sofia Teresa.
And my last prediction is with the two. Keep singing them. I like to keep singing it as I'm talking. No. That was cute. Y'all was all in unison.
No, you know what it is? Whenever the heat in here is hot, I think we go a little, or at least I go a little.
Yeah.
It is hot. I'm wearing 3 layers.
So hot. Me too. It's cold outside.
And you can start wrapping the music up as we get ready to close out. Really quickly, with the last 2 episodes, I think that somebody's gonna die. Empire is getting back to how it was season 1, and I really like that. So that's it for now. So let everyone know where you guys can be found on social media.
Well, make sure that you join us for Happy Hour. And again, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @happyhour_TV. Happy Hour, a shot of conversation, available on iTunes.
Yeah, we talked about everything. Ronda Rousey, Charlie Sheen, the Paris attacks. But it was a good episode, so you want to listen. You can find me at Emile Ennis Jr. on all social media.
You can find me at Kennelia on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
At Sofia Stanley, Twitter and Facebook. At the Sofia Stanley on Instagram.
And you can find me on all social media at Bamm Ericsen. Thank you guys for watching Empire here on AfterBuzz TV. We will see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.